Hello, everybody that's coming on. Let's see. Okay, had to deactivate a few things that might make a little noise. We'll give a minute or so for others to come on. Glad to see all of you who've already come on and join us. An opportunity, you can invite some friends to come with us. Hello to you all. All right, about another minute and we will get going with tonight's Bible study. Good to see you all on here. We'll try to do our best to acknowledge you a bit later. All right. Well, let's get going with tonight's Bible study. Well, welcome to tonight's Bible study. I'm Dr. Anthony Revis. This is the fundamental read through the Bible where we read it and share some commentary. And it's commentary on my own, so there are no copyright issues with it. You're free to repost it and share it as you please. If you follow along, Angie Jackson, she does a wonderful job of keeping great notes for us. It's one of the ministries that she does for us, and we appreciate that a lot. So if you follow along with her, you'll see she'll post a lot of notes, but you are also free to post notes and repost and reshare it. All right, so let's get going tonight's study. All right. Tonight we're going to be looking at Proverbs 3rd chapter, verse 1 through 8. Excuse me. Proverbs 3, verse 1 through 8. All right. I'll be reading the NIV version. And tonight's topic is character conforming trust. Character conforming trust. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Character conforming trust. All right? All right? So let me tell you to set the stage of what we mean when we talk about this. Character conforming trust is trust that will give you the spiritual edge in the earth. Okay? Character conforming trust is that trust that will give you the spiritual edge in the earth. In other words, as we walk through this life, we need the edge. Okay? We need something more on our side than our own intellect, our own ability, our own finance, our own strength. That is what character conforming trust will be. It will give you that edge. All right? Because you see, character conforming trust is not just God keeping you. It's not just God keeping you, which we need God to keep us. He's not just keeping you. It's God propelling you forward because he saw that you trusted him. All right? It's God propelling you forward simply because he saw you trusted him. And the way you showed that you trusted him is by having character consistent with him, consistent with his word, consistent with his way of life. So when you have that character consistent with God's way, that to God means, oh, you trust me. And that is when you take on that spirit of character conforming trust that propels you, not only keeps you, but want to be propelled. Anybody tonight want to be prepared forward in your life? Anybody here? You want to be prepared? You want to move forward? You want to see more of what God can do in your life? Then here's how you're going to get it tonight. You ready? You're going to see more of God in your life and more of him driving you forward. Ready? Let's start to read. All right. Excuse me. Verse 1, Proverbs 3. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commandments in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. All right. Here, he said, my son. That just means everybody, anyone who's listening, anyone, my son, anyone who is a kingdom walker. Do I have any kingdom walkers listening tonight? Yeah, then that's for you. This is for you. If you're walking in the kingdom, if you have a desire to have character that pleases God, you have a desire to walk in a way that everyone knows you as that person that desire to live to God's standards. So you, kingdom walkers, do not forget my teaching. All right. As you go through this world, there are going to be a lot of things you're going to run into that can cause you to fall off track, or at least cause you to forget your way and find it hard for you to make your way. And I'm not talking about you doing some really downright nasty things, but sometimes we can all get sidetracked. All right. You're headed to the refrigerator for milk. By the time you get there, you forgot you after milk. You get it? Sometimes we just get sidetracked. So here it is. So he is encouraging you to not forget his teaching. So here's something you want to do. If you want to walk with character conforming trust, you have to set principles in your life and events in your life to keep you remembering his teaching. That's why many of us will go to church at least once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week. We do that not because we're lost, not because we don't believe, not because we're not saved, but we feel compelled to go there because we want to make sure that we remember all the principles of God's word. And we want to walk with that type of character, because it's that type of character where God is going to propel you. All right. Somebody hashtag, I'm ready to be propelled. I'm ready to be propelled. All right. So, and what's going to happen? Say it will prolong your life and bring peace and prosperity. In other words, you will have a better quality of life as you walk in the earth. And I don't know about you, but I could use a better quality of life. My life isn't that bad, frankly, but I could use better. Anybody else could use better? That's what it does. So character conforming trust allows you to establish a spirit where you walk with more peace and prosperity in your life. Your life in the earth moves to a higher quality. Verse 3, let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Write the tablet of your heart. Your heart, basically, your physical heart just pumps and beats and pumps blood. But the heart is talking about here is the center of your being. So when you see the word heart, it's talking about the center of your being, your core person. So your core person should be about love and faithfulness. Now, what does love and faithfulness together mean? It simply means that you have respect, okay, for who God made you to be and for others in the earth. You get it? You might not always agree with what they're doing, but you have respect that God is still in control of the earth, right? So never let love and faithfulness leave you. Faithful to what? Faithful to your character. Love to what? Love in the fashion that God challenged us to love. It doesn't mean you always like everything, all right? And by the way, while you're doing that, stop lying when you know you don't love somebody. If you know you don't love them, don't pretend you do. Go find the love. Somebody say, go find the love. Go find it. You know you don't love them right now, but it is possible for you to do it. And character conforming trust will allow you to reestablish a love position that you never had. Let me say it again. Character conforming trust allows you to establish a love position that you've never had, like nothing you've ever been. You'll be able to love the unlovable. People that you couldn't stand, you'll be loving them. They'll be getting sick and tired of you loving them that way. That's what character conforming trust does. It allows you to love at a level that you could never love before. And you're faithful to that love. All right, let's move on. Then you will find favor and a good name in the sight of God. Do you have a good name? If someone said your name, do you have a good name? Do you know of anybody with a good name? Think about that for a minute. And then think about what you know from them when people talk about their good name. Having a good name is a powerful weapon in the earth. And that comes when you have character conforming trust. Now, that's not the only place it comes from. But for those of us who are believers, we want our good name to be because of our faith in God. I want my name to be the name it is because I believe in God. It doesn't mean I don't do other things. Doesn't mean I don't help, don't do these kinds of things. But I want the reason for my existence to be because I believe in God. That puts me in an alignment. You see, character conforming trust, okay, is that alignment of your character, all right, so that you can receive quality blessings from heaven. All right, character conforming trust is that trust that gives you that alignment in your character. It aligns your character so you can see quality blessings from heaven. You see, heaven has some blessings that have not been assigned yet. I know you don't want to believe that, but just trust me for a minute. They've not been assigned yet. Your character will allow God to send the angel with that unassigned blessing to you. God has blessings that are yet to be claimed by you. Your character will invite those blessings to be deposited into your life. That's what character forming trust does. All right. And so that's what I mean by a good name. That good name will allow you to get those unassigned blessings from heaven. All right. Now, here we go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Don't try to figure it out yourself. Just trust God. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. In other words, character forming trust is that trust that lets you yield to God's way of doing things instead of how you had even planned to get them done. Let me say it again. It allows you to yield to God's way of doing things instead of how you had planned to get them done. Somebody tonight needs to back off their plan for what they were going to get done tomorrow. Back off how they saw their life ought to be and say, Lord, I yield to you. Say, Lord, I yield to you. Now, when you do that, you might not walk the exact same path you're on, but God's going to give you a sure destiny. He's going to still allow you to achieve some things in life. You're going to get to some places you thought you'd never get to. Do some things you want to do. After all, that's why you want to do the things you're doing, right? Well, he may have another avenue by which you can achieve those same dreams. Somebody hashtag, my dream's not dead. Hashtag, my dream's not dead. All right? Because you're choosing to walk and he's going to make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. Stay away from the stuff that's taking you away from you, who you know you are to be. If that music is taking you away from who you ought to be, you might want to change the station. You get it? If reading that post is going to take you away from who you ought to be, you need to start watching that post. Okay? You know, some of you men out there can't talk to sister so-and-so. I know she's got sister so-and-so in front of her name, but just something about her voice that just overwhelms you and gets you all flustered. You need to start speaking to her on Sunday morning and certainly on Wednesday night. Okay? You get the point? In other words, you need to stay away from something that might cause you to get in a little bit of trouble. All right. Now, I know I'm not talking to any of y'all because y'all don't have any problems like that or getting in any trouble. But you need to watch the things that'll pull you away. There are some of you right now, you can't visit certain restaurants or you know you will overeat. Okay? Excuse me. All right? So here we go. All right. Verse 8. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. In other words, your whole being will be blessed from it. Your entire being will be blessed from character forming trust, because it is the trust, okay? All right? That's built by favor. Character forming trust is trust that's built by favor. But that favor only comes to you because you choose to keep the character that God has put in your spirit. Don't lose your character. Don't lose your character. Know who you are, commit to being who you are, and let God bless you. And I believe he's going to bless you in a miraculous way tonight. All right? Now, so when we look at this set of scripture, verse 1 through 8 of Proverbs 3, on the subject of character forming trust, there are 5 principles for this spiritual alignment that we're talking about. Okay? There are 5 results. I'm sorry. There are 5 principles, 5 results, okay, from this spiritual alignment. Okay? All right. You ready? I'm going to show you 5 results that come from this form of spiritual alignment that comes from character conforming trust. Ready? Number 1. The first result that comes from it is prolonged lifestyle with peace and stability. Prolonged lifestyle with peace and stability. That peace and stability is what we call prosperous, being prosperous. You see, having without peace doesn't make you feel prosperous. You get it? And having what we call stability without peace in that stability doesn't make you feel prosperous as well. All right? In other words, you can be in a home, all right, where it's stable. All the bills are paid. But my God, the attitude and the spirit of the people in that home is so rotten and so torn up. You can't enjoy the fact that you get to lay down in safety. You're so frustrated. Anxiety is so high. You'd rather stay at work than go home. That's not what you're after. But what God will do when you adopt a character conforming trust and trust him to change that, it will change. You need to ask the Lord tonight to change your circumstance. Say, Lord, change my circumstance. You have some things you want, but you don't have peace about it because there's something missing. Ask God for a deposit. Ask God to send you one of those unassigned blessings. Ask him to let the angels write your name on it. All right. And he'll send it to you. All right. Number one. So number two is favor with the actions of God in the earth. Favor, okay, with the actions of God towards you in the earth. Favor with the actions of God towards you in the earth. That's the second thing that will happen. All right. Favor with the actions of God toward you in the earth. You want God to be acting toward you specifically in the earth, not generically, not on the state of Michigan. You want to add your address. Don't type your address on the screen and don't blurt it out. No, we don't want to know that. You get it? But you want to speak into your own spirit, your address, your personal address, and tell God tonight exactly where you're sitting. Don't type it on the screen. Please don't do that. But say it in your spirit right now, exactly the address you're at, exactly the room you're sitting in, exactly the spot you're in, and ask God to send favor to your address, and he'll do it. Trust him to deposit in your spirit tonight. He's going to send it to your address. All right. Number three, the third thing is good name with favor from people around you. Good name with favor from people around you. All right. Here's something you need to know. People don't have to know you. But when you know God, they'll discover you. Let me say it again. People don't have to know you. But when you know God, they will discover you. How many of you know of people that seem like everything they go ask for, they just get it? It's not supposed to happen. Things like that ought not to be happening. But when they ask for it, it's deposited. That's someone walking under the spirit of character conforming trust. And here's the problem. You don't believe that's how to walk. And you say, well, I asked and I didn't get it. That's right. You see, the spirit of character conforming trust is not something you can see. It's something they are. Let me say it again. It's not always something you can see. It is something they are. You have to be that person with character conforming trust, not perform duties that look like you have character conforming trust. You get the difference? That's why some people can go in and speak things into existence, can get things that seem miraculous, and they are miraculous. That's why there's some people you ask, well, you say, well, I think I should go in and talk about this. Listen, you know you don't have the character. You don't have character conforming trust. You better send the person in with it, because that's when the deposit comes back. They know how to access those unassigned blessings. And when they access them, they come into reality. Okay, number four. The fourth one is a path that works out anyhow for you. That's the fourth result. A path that works out anyhow for you. That path shouldn't have worked out, but it worked out anyway. Okay? You thought you couldn't become a millionaire by that path, but it worked out anyway. You get it? You thought you would not make enough money by that path, but it worked out anyway. And what God will do is he will rebuke the devourer around the gifts you do have. So the money you do have will go further. That's that prolonged peace and prosperity. Your dollar gets longer than the other person's dollar because you have character conforming trust. All right. And number five, health and strength to make it, health and strength to making it worth it. Health and strength to making it worth it. You know, I like to say it that way. Health and strength to making it worth it. Sometimes, is it worth it to make it? Yes, it is. And God will give you the health and strength to making it worth it. Because you don't make it and then discover it wasn't worth it. You want to make it and discover it was worth the investment. It was worth the effort. It was worth the energy you put into. It was worth the time and money that you put into it. It's health and strength that when you get there, you won't be too tired to enjoy yourself. Praise the Lord. All right. So tonight, I'm going to believe that you're going to make it. So with that, let me give you a definition then of character conforming trust. Reverence definition to hold on to. Because we're talking about that trust now that gives you the spiritual edge in the earth. And you want that spiritual edge in the earth. We're talking about that trust that not just God keeping you, but God propelling you forward. That's what we're talking about. So let me define that for you. Here we go. Character conforming trust is spiritual trust that strengthens your choices, Character conforming trust is spiritual trust that strengthens your choice to operate your life by the principles of faith in God with the expectation that you will surely experience a tangible blessing. Let me say it again, a little clearer for you. Character conforming trust is spiritual trust that strengthens your choice to operate your life by the principles of faith in God. You choose to operate your life by the principles of faith in God with the expectation that you will surely experience a tangible blessing. You get it? That's the kind you want. They say, I choose to operate by the principle of faith. Yes, I could do some other things. Yes, I could live another way, but this is a choice I make, and I trust that God is going to send a tangible blessing back to me because I choose to honor him in my life. How many tonight choose to honor God with your life? Then he's going to send you back a blessing. Stop whining that you think you're not going to be blessed. Hashtag no more whining. But you are going to be blessed. You will be blessed. I know some days it doesn't feel like it. And let me tell you, before you get there, some days it will feel really bad. That's why I need you to get this spirit tonight. That I'm going to hold on and trust God regardless of what it looks like around me. Regardless of what the circumstance keep trying to tell me. My trust is in God. I am a kingdom walker. And I refuse to accept less than blessings from heaven. And I'm believing tonight that God's going to send them. Believe tonight, God's going to send my blessing. Hashtag, God's going to send my blessing. All right? So in other words, character conforming trust tells you to expect God to do something to benefit you. Let me say that again. Character conforming trust tells you to expect God to do something to bless you. God, you need to expect that God's going to do something to bless you. If one door closes, when it closes, get your cry out, then get up, walk outside and say, Lord, where's my other door? You got that. So where is my other door? Where is my other door? Do you want another door? Not necessarily, but sometimes it's for your next move, God will have to give you a new door. Okay? All right? All right. So the question to you is, do you expect a result from having God in your life? Do you expect a result from having God in your life? If you do, I want to show you how to set up your character conforming trust. All right? I'm going to show you how to set it up, how to set yourself up, how to better align your thinking to motivate your spirit to seek God so you can trust him better. So you can get your mind right, that will align your spirit so you can trust God as you seek him to bless you. Ready? 3 ways. Here they come. 3 ways to set up your character conforming trust. Get ready for it. It's a setup. Ready? All right. Act with wisdom and discipline that guides your actions with God in mind. You got it? Have wisdom and discipline. Have wisdom and discipline. So you got to have wisdom and discipline that guides your actions with God in mind. Have wisdom and discipline that guides your actions with God in mind. Okay? In other words, you need to have a mind that even when you want to go wrong, you'll do right. Okay? Even when you don't want to act right, you'll act right. Even when you don't feel like doing it, you'll do it. So you need to have the wisdom and discipline to guide your actions with God in mind. With God in mind, it will focus your spirit to trust God, to seek your blessings. Number 2, have the expectation that God will move to bless you. Have the expectation that God will move to bless you. Catch this. You are your best character reference. Let me say it again. You are your best character reference. You got it? And your spirit will speak to God to unlock those unclaimed blessings from heaven to be deposited in you. Your character is your best reference. Who you are is your best reference. And that's what God is looking for. So be your best reference. Don't let anybody else have to pat you on the back or tell you who you are. Know who you are in Christ. Know who you are as God's kingdom walker, and you will be blessed. And number 3, have an appreciation for what God sends on your behalf. Have an appreciation for what God sends on your behalf. In other words, be thankful for where you are and what you have right now. When you get off tonight, I want you to walk around wherever you are in your home. If you're in your vehicle, pull over. And I want you to thank God for what you do have. Look around your house. Look around your area, wherever you are, and thank the Lord for what you do have. Claim every blessing you do have was given from God. I don't care what they are. Claim them as given from God. And that will start to reset your spirit. Okay? And then, one more thing I want you to do. I want you to pray this prayer. I want you to pray. Okay? I want you to pray this. Lord, align my spirit to trust you even more, especially when my emotions don't feel like it. Pray that prayer. Pray, Lord, align my spirit to trust you even more, especially when my emotions don't feel like it. When you pray that prayer, when you walk your house, and when you pray that prayer tonight, I'm going to believe that your life is going to change and that you're going to take on the spirit of character, conforming trust. So I ask you again, does your trust in God put you in a position for favor from God? I believe it will, and I believe it's time for it to happen. So when you start to get a little weary, about living right before God, remember that character conforming trust is God's alignment spirit for favor with deposits to bless your life with peace and purpose along your way. Expect a blessing from God today, and he will assign it from heaven to be deposited into your life. God bless. This is Dr. Anthony Revis, Faith Ministries Church, Midland, Michigan, USA. Good evening.